Navigating legal and copyright issues in game development is essential to protect your intellectual property, avoid legal disputes, and ensure compliance with relevant laws and regulations. Here's how to navigate these issues effectively. Understand intellectual property (IP) rights. Familiarize yourself with the different types of intellectual property rights that may apply to your game, including copyright, trademarks, patents, and trade secrets. Understand what aspects of your game are eligible for protection under each type of IP right. Recognize the importance of protecting your own IP rights and respecting the rights of others to avoid potential infringement claims or legal disputes. Secure ownership of content. Ensure that you have the necessary rights and permissions to use all content included in your game, including artwork, music, sound effects, characters, and other creative assets. Obtain licenses or permission from the original creators or copyright holders to use their work in your game. Keep records of all agreements, licenses, and permissions obtained, and maintain documentation to demonstrate that you have the legal right to use and distribute the content in your game. Register your copyrights. Consider registering your game and its associated content with the appropriate copyright authorities to establish legal ownership and protection of your creative works. In many countries, copyright protection is automatic upon creation, but registration provides additional benefits, such as enhanced legal remedies in case of infringement. Consult with legal counsel or intellectual property professionals to determine the best approach for registering your copyrights and protecting your game's assets. Use open source and public domain resources wisely. If you plan to use open source or public domain resources in your game, such as code libraries, fonts, or Creative Commons licensed assets, make sure to review and comply with the terms of the applicable licenses. Follow the attribution requirements, restrictions, and obligations specified in the license agreements, and ensure that you understand the implications of incorporating third-party resources into your game. Draft clear contracts and agreements. Establish clear and comprehensive contracts and agreements with collaborators, contractors, employees, and partners involved in the development of your game. Clearly define the scope of work, ownership of intellectual property, compensation arrangements, and confidentiality obligations. Seek legal advice when drafting contracts and agreements to ensure that they accurately reflect the intentions and interests of all parties involved and provide adequate protection against potential disputes or liabilities. Protect your trademarks. Consider registering trademarks for your game title, logo, branding, and other distinctive elements to protect your brand identity and prevent others from using confusingly similar marks. Conduct thorough trademark searches to ensure that your chosen trademarks are available for registration and do not infringe on existing rights. Use trademark symbols, trademark or registered, to indicate your ownership of registered trademarks and deter potential infringers from using your marks without authorization. Comply with licensing requirements. If your game incorporates third-party software, libraries, or tools, ensure that you comply with the licensing requirements specified by the respective copyright holders. Adhere to the terms of the applicable licenses, such as open-source licenses or end-user license agreements, EULAs, and provide appropriate attribution and notices as required. Review and understand the terms of service and developer agreements for digital distribution platforms, such as Steam, App Store, Google Play, and others, to ensure compliance with their policies and guidelines. Stay informed and seek legal advice. Stay informed about relevant laws, regulations, and industry best practices related to intellectual property, copyright, licensing, and other legal issues affecting game development. Keep up to date with developments in intellectual property law and emerging trends in the gaming industry. Consult with experienced legal counsel or intellectual property professionals to address any specific legal questions or concerns related to your game development project. Seek guidance and advice from qualified professionals to navigate complex legal issues effectively and protect your rights and interests. By taking proactive steps to understand and address legal and copyright issues in game development, you can safeguard your intellectual property, minimize legal risks, and create a solid foundation for the success of your game.